We are with Dr. Wonderland. I normally or personally call her the water woman.
Ah.
So, Doc, I want to know what brought you to Ghana, what
Okay.
brought you to Africa.
Okay. What brought me to Ghana was looking for my retirement plan. I definitely knew I didn't want to get my daughter through middle school and high school. I wanted her to learn here, and I had married a Ghanaian. So that relationship dissolved because he had more aspirations about going overseas, and I am a pure Pan Africanist. So it's my intent to live and serve the latter part of my life on the continent.
Well, you made mention of your husband wanted to go overseas.
Mhm.
Can you just clarify that?
Well, listen, he lied. He said he was um, like any other Ghanaian. He had challenges here. He felt like if he had anything good going, then he would stay in his country. And I felt like, okay, that's a good deal because I know that I want to live there. I definitely can come with good investment, good resource. I sent him, he was a juice maker. And so that was perfect for me because I think, you're getting nutrients, you're getting fresh fruit. The fruit, this is the Garden of Eden. So the options for that are here. So let's start this business. I shipped him a sugarcane press. We was going to have our first juice was going to be sugarcane, um, sugarcane, lime, and ginger. Of course, you Ghanaians love pineapples. There's got to be
Right.
one of them. And I wanted something with beetroot because I wanted the medicinal properties. He made an amazing juice, but the truth was he lied. He was really hoping I would come and Ghana would be hard or I'd be disappointed or I don't know what he thought, but he didn't get the type of woman that he thought he got. He thought I was average, and I'm not average. So here you get what is essentially a grassroots activist. You get a pure Pan Africanist. You get a scholar practitioner. But you want what the average Ghanaian wants, which is like 90% of you all want to travel out for whatever reason that is. Well, it's not going to work. It's going to be a mismatch. And in order to stay in the nation, I figured out early on that he was not qualified to be my husband, and that I needed to essentially figure out how I would live here and raise my daughter. So I started Wanderlands Naturals, and which was based off of working with the local herbalists, but also all things Ghanaian. Living in the country is different from living out of it. You see
Right.
more than waist beads, more than kente cloth. Like it's a very complicated country because you have 16 regions, you have over 100 languages, you have a multitude of tribes, and so depending on who you're engaging with, you find out sweet spots here and treasures there, and just it's just you can never run out of rich cultural things that can make your store strong. And that's what I did. I started learning and working with the herbalists and started my store. And so that gave me something to anchor me here because you got to be able to live.
Right.
You got to feed. And my thing was, I had been someplace he hadn't been. So I know that the market, as much as you all function with more of a global, like, a community attitude about the market, I knew that the market is actually global. There's somebody already in Germany or Bangladesh or Russia wants what you have, and they don't know how to get it, or they don't know of it. And also, West Africans in general have traveled out, and they miss their own stuff. And so that was the concept behind me starting the store. How do I feed myself without a man and still stay in the country and be productive? I don't take corporate money. I don't take mega church money to do any of my, philanthropy. So I pretty much self-fund when I'm not fundraising. And so Wonderlands Naturals gave me what I needed to be able to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said so many things, but I just want to say this. My show is not a relationship show, but I still want to emphasize on whatever happened between you and your husband, because per what you are also telling me, as a Ghanaian, I know the country is very difficult now. In this very situation that we are, Ghana is so difficult. I am a typical Ghanaian, and I'm saying it from a Ghanaian perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I am not saying it from American or maybe a diaspora perspective,
Right.
but I'm saying it in my own Ghanaian perspective. That it takes a big heart to survive in Ghana now.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. So if your husband says he wants to move to America or maybe to make a living outside Africa,
Mm-hmm.
don't you think he's also having a good mindset or maybe good thoughts about you taking care of you and your kids?
No, I think the exact opposite. I think that how you start something is how you end it. If you start a friendship, we talk about, the basis of a relationship before it ever becomes intimate, there has to be a friendship there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you started with deception, if you started with lies of omission, then you already have a problem. If that's what he wanted, then what he should have said is, listen, I'm trying desperately to travel out. That's what I want to do. And so then I can say, I'm not the person for you. Because if I make it there, because every time I've ever come to Africa, I've been to Africa prior to the last time I came back, 8 times on my own dime. We did South Africa. We lived in Uganda for 90 days. All of my assets are in Tanzania. I have a roundhouse. I have cows. I have goats. Why would you think this woman would take you back to the U.S.? That woman's not going to take you back. So you can't have any good feelings for that person because you're already starting with deception. You have to tell people the truth.
Right.
We get um, to have free will. Your interests are not greater than mine. Your needs are not greater than mine. But you do have the right to dream. You do have the right to want something and go for it. It just may not include me. The final thing is, I'm not a sponsor. I know that one thing that Ghanaians call diasporans, under behind their back is you refer to a woman as a sponsor, you refer to a woman as a client. I'm not a sponsor. I'm not a client. You either have made a friendship with me, we're either in a relationship slash partnership, or we're just acquaintances. But I'm not going to sponsor anyone. I wouldn't sponsor my own daddy back to the U.S. I would not. But if he wanted to go, I would not block that. I don't destiny swap, and I don't take people's dreams. They're just not my dreams. It's just not my destiny.
Well, you also yeah, this deep. You said so many things about Ghanaians thinking diasporas are sponsors and so
That's
forth.
why them call
Yeah,
us that.
but I will also say that it is the mindset, because I will not support what you are also saying in some way.
Yes.
I'm not going to support it in some way, because some of us we make things for ourselves.
Yes.
We are being trained. As a Ghanaian man,
Yes.
I was being trained to cater for my wife, my children, even my mom,
Yes.
and the whole family.
Absolutely.
That is how I am being trained. So
yeah.
I don't have a mindset of
You.
yes,
You.
of course, yeah. Being an elder man, that is how I was being trained.
You.
So I don't see a diaspora to be a client or maybe a sponsor for me.
You understand that that's you?
Right.
But you understand that these scenarios are happening
Of course,
every day,
it
all
happens.
day. No, it's not. It happens. What happens? It happens that I might slip on a banana peel. That it happens. What's happening every day is that these type of transactional relationships are going on. Except one party is believing it is a real relationship, and the other party is saying, "Oh, not so much." You're an ends to a means. And listen, I'm not against it. If that's what you want to do, I had a cousin who this was back in the 70s before we had all this technology. There was a Nigerian man that came to her, and he offered her money to marry him so that he could get into Michigan. Okay,
Yeah.
he paid her like $5,000 or $6,000, and she had to pretend to be, this was a legitimate relationship, and they did this out of friendship. He came straight out. He gave her the money. He came. The time that was needed to settle, to prove to the government they was legit, they did it. As soon as it was up, they divorced. They went on their own ways. There was no hurt feelings because it was done in the open. Nobody's tricking anybody.
That was a contract marriage.
Listen, fair exchange is not. It's not a robbery. A fair exchange is not a robbery. But for me, you've met me. You said you called me the water woman. You looking at my level of service to your brother.
Right.
That woman, does that woman that you see serving, sending that water to the north, does she seem like someone is about to take you to the U.S.?
Well, not really.
Okay,
Yeah.
but stick with that thought. So sometimes we're not really assessing the prototype in front of us. You're a man,
Right.
but you're not every man. Okay,
Absolutely.
you're uniquely you. So if I were introducing you to someone and they said, "Oh, he's just a West African, he's just a Ghanaian," no, you need to meet him, and you need to see where his mind is, what he desires for himself. Okay.
Well, I understand, but I want to speak for my brother.
Okay.
I want to speak for my brother.
You want to speak for your
Yeah,
brother?
I want to speak for
Bring
my
it on.
brother.
Come
Yeah.
on. Come on. Come on.
Sometimes, just like I said, Ghana is so difficult. If somebody tells you Ghana is not difficult, I keep telling people
Ain't nobody
to
told
come
me.
to
Ain't
Ghana.
nobody got to tell me Ghana is difficult. I'm living in Ghana.
Of course, I'm also living in
Okay,
Ghana.
but how you telling the diaspora is difficult that's been here 4.5 years?
Well, when you are trying to promote a specific country, you need to tell details.
I don't promote Ghana.
Well, I promote Ghana
I
and I
don't
promote
listen.
Africa.
I don't promote. I don't demote. What I do is I live and I share my journey.
Okay.
I don't tell you to come. I don't tell you to stay away. Just like now, we sitting at this hotel. This is the hotel.
Right.
But I could take you to another hotel that you wouldn't want to stay at.
Mhm.
And you'll only learn about that if I'm there living that. It's
Absolutely.
a lived experience. That's all.
Well, so tell me about your transition process in Ghana.
Well, you said you wanted to promote your, speak for your brother.
Yeah.
I will say this because you can only live at the level of the man that you come to. And so I had to come down 7 steps and I brought him up maybe 3. And so that began life. And it is always my intention to be as much as I'm a professor and I'm a PhD, I am a professional student. I learn. I take my notebook with me every place. I take notes. I watch what people do. I decide what goes against my morals, my values, what I need to take in, like internalize, what I need to rebuke, and I make life. So this is the one positive thing I'll say about that relationship. By living with him, because his class was so much lower and how he was living was so low, I learned how to live in Ghana. I can do it all. I can catch the trotro. I can hold my finger up for one to get the car to community one. I know that with 10 CDs I can get me a piece of fish, some kinke and pepper sauce. I'm fine. I know what I want for my breakfast. I know that I can have me bread and egg. I know where to go and tote water. I know what container to get to tote the water.
Right.
I can live in Ghana. I can eat what I like. I can go to Palace Mall or Melcombe sometimes, but I also know where to go in the community to which market women will be fair with me. I know how to do all of that.
So far you've experienced the off-grid life in Ghana.
I don't consider his life off grid. It was just average. It was standard.
Yeah.
This is just standard.
Just like me, because I'm a villager.
Yes, but you're not so villager that you're sleeping with a sheet as your door.
Right.
Oh, you
Yeah.
understand that
Right.
you're not that off grid. So no, I learned how to assimilate, how to manage things, who to go to if my ECG is off, who to go to if they cut it off. If I need somebody to climb the pole, I know who can cut it back on for me.
Right.
I know, so I know. I know some ways in me. I know who to go to if I'm sick. I know where to go if I need to go to the doctor. Yeah, I got you.
Well, I still want to know the transition process.
The transition process was just come and be and accept that Ghana, or rather Africa, is not a mini America, it's Africa. And it doesn't owe anybody an apology. It is simply Africa. So, just like in the hood in America, if you move onto a block, you find out who runs the block, who's the boss on the block. It might be an elder, it might be a young boy that carry moving drugs and guns, but you need to know who's running this. and then you get approval. You don't just come in doing stuff and running your mouth. You find out what is proper protocol. Okay, what is the pecking order for respect? How do you engage without being offensive? How do you engage without losing yourself? That takes time and study, and
Right.
that's what I do.
You know, you living in America before coming to Ghana. You know, I've interviewed so many diasporas, and most of them are African Americans.
Okay.
And so far, from what they normally share on my channel, they normally says it's never easy being in Ghana. Well, when you listen from the Jamaican perspective, the Jamaicans don't complain much about living in Ghana because they normally say Ghana is just like Jamaica.
Okay.
So you coming to Ghana, let me say living in this village in
Okay.
Tama community,
I live in Pong.
Pong. So it's a village.
I consider it a
I will
village.
classify that as a village.
I classify it as a village township
Right.
because it's not so villagey that if I want to go to a community store and get some butter,
Right.
it's there.
Right. So I will classify that as a typical Ghanaian man.
Okay.
I will classify Paul as a village.
Okay.
It's not kind of a developed place. It's kind of now developing.
Okay.
How were you able to even incorporate yourself to the people living in the well?
What I did is what I do.
Mhm.
I am a grassroots activist.
Right.
Okay. Wherever I'm at, I embrace two people. I'm going to embrace immediately: the elders and the babies. Okay. I'm always going to see about children. I'm always going to see about the elders. That will get you a lot of favor. In almost everybody's faith, they tell you to be good to the ones that came before you
Right.
and the little ones who are very vulnerable. So yeah, that's just who I am. A lot of what's helped me fit in is that I serve, and I came from day one serving. So, and I don't serve because it's dumb. It's not. If I was in Bangladesh, I would do the same thing. Okay, so that has given me favor. But the other thing is, I generally am not bothered by a lot. I'm a social introvert. When I'm out and I'm engaging, cool, like now. But most times I'm going to be a homebody because I'm planning, I'm studying, I'm working. I don't need a lot of company. I don't have to have a person I roll with every day, a best friend. Me, the father, my daughter, that's enough. You know, the Lord, that's enough. And then when I'm ready for the energy of people, I come out. So that has helped me a lot too.
Right.
But I lead with the right-handed friendship. I lead. If you extend it back, we sitting here talking because I extended the right hand of friendship. You know, you reached out to me, I extended it, right?
Right.
We shook hands, so we're talking. And that's been how I meal with people.
Mhm. So how is your daughter coping with the
Oh, my
people-
daughter's better than me. Because my daughter has language mastery.
Mm.
Yeah, you
Which-
know,
which language?
she's I would say that she's proficient, if not, you know, generally fluent with God. She understands more than she can speak.
Okay.
And then airway. That's why she's out in Volta at Aklevi.
Wow.
She's in
Schooling
boarding
in
school. She did JHS in Newtown.
Yeah.
She's doing SHS in Volta region.
Water region.
Yeah.
You know, guess what? If you want the best schools in Ghana,
Here we
you
go.
are
Here
in
we
the
go.
Water region and also the Central region. And you know, I'm not just trying to be, you know, a
Yes,
tribalistic person or anything of that, but guess what? I'm also an airway. So if you want to be an airway, just, you know, call me or doctor is here. Doctor will link you up to
I will tell
a
you
whole
that
lot
my
of
daughter
other
is
people.
very happy.
We are nice people. So Doc, you coming to Ghana, you know, specifically I called you the water lady or
Yes.
the water woman.
Yes.
Tell us about
And I'm not the
about
water
it.
lady.
Well, that is how I normally call you.
I'm going to take this name
Yeah.
for now, but okay.
Right. So, at least tell me about that.
Okay, listen. The area, since I've been in this country, that I focus on is education, sanitation, mobile aids, and mercy ministry. So if this time last year, I was installing home toilets, okay? And in total, where did we stop at? We was at about 35 home toilets. 4 of them of which, when I came from January up until probably, I want to say the last one I installed was maybe around October. We was doing home toilets for certain families. Um, so now it just happens to be water because my birthday is in February. I am an Aquarius. On the zodiac sign, the Aquarius is the water bearer. So every year I've been giving away water around my birthday. But this year it just took on its own legs. It got bigger. Do you understand? One year I did home, my community, Lilonia, and I did the north. I did Timberley. Okay, I had water being served on all 3 days. All right. This year, because I was connected to my friend and partner there, Adam Youssef, for some reason this year it was just drier for them. And so when I showed the images, my network was disturbed. And the first images that he gave me was like young people, with the dams, and they sifting for the water, but right. It's muddy. Yeah. And so, I don't know. Like sometimes the gods and the angels and all that stuff just come. It just meets up well. Yeah. So they was like, no, So I've gotten a lot of support. The first truck that I got to serve the first community, I paid for that truck. I made a call out to fellow Aquarians. I said, if you're celebrating your birthday, if you love me and you want to celebrate my birthday, if you want to get in this, help me with this water. I didn't ask for any birthday gifts, okay? All I wanted was, let this life be purposeful. Okay, so that happened. Then somebody else was an Aquarius, something. So my Aquarian showed up. Then some of my Pisces showed up because that month is kind of shared. As the Aquarian is moving out, the Pisces season is coming in. So they got in it. Then there are people who, in general, I consider them water protectors. They don't donate for things that are not a basic human need. Water is a basic human need. You should not be sifting through muddy water in 2025. If you was doing it 1825, okay. 1525, but 2025 we on smartphones and somebody else is sifting through muddy water. How? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
So it took on its own legs, and it's going to keep moving. Now we have 8 communities that we've sent water to.
My name is Damanko Yelma. On behalf of the chief and the entire community, I say a big thank you. God bless you in abundance. God really bless your work. God bless you. On behalf of the chief and the Thai community, say a big thank you. They are really happy. They are really happy for what you've done. God help you. God help you. God help you. May God let you achieve your goal. Anything you've done for us, the payment, God will pay you back. God is everyone in the community is thankful. God bless you to achieve your aim. We are really grateful. Very grateful. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for giving our mother water. I use water to bath. I use water everything we want to do. I use water to wash our clothes. Thank you. God bless you.
I have money in my account now for 2 more communities, so we're going to be up to 10. I haven't moved it because Adam Youssef also does tours down there. So he told me, he said, Doc, I have to go up to Accra. I got a tour coming. And, he wanted to squeeze one in. I said, no. You've done enough. Rest. Get your head clear. Go do a good job on what it is that you do. I'm going to let this pot build. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll have enough for a borehole. Let's see. But ain't no rush. We've done a lot. Yeah, so.
I am basically a CEO of a non-profit that I manage, Aklevi Foundation. I provide water not just water. I do boreholes.
Do you?
For various. I think I have most of my videos on my YouTube channel. Hey, we are doing boreholes for you guys, okay? So very soon you'll get good water to drink, okay? Okay? Yes. Can you speak English? What is your name? Come and tell me your name. What's your name?
Blessing.
Your name is what? Blessing. We are doing borehole for you guys today, okay? So you drink good water, okay? Yes. What is your name too? What is your name?
I'm fine.
You are fine. Oh, how are you?
Fine.
Yes. How are you too?
I'm fine.
So very soon you will be drinking good water, okay? Yes. Give me blow. All of you, give me blow. 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 And give me blow. Yeah. Yeah. And guess what?
What?
Yesterday was my birthday.
Was it?
14 February.
Hey, so you're a Valentine's Day baby.
So you and I are sharing kind of same thing together, February
We are.
1st. So, well, I will just be challenging you.
You ain't challenging me.
Well, to also help me get a borehole for various communities too at my place. It's a challenge.
No, we ain't. It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. We're going to unite together, and it's going to be our goal.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to challenge me because I done already showed what I do.
Okay.
And you already are what it is.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, we need to partner up.
Right.
That's it.
So, in this partnership, did you perchance had any ambitions of establishing a non-profit in case somebody
Absolutely
wants to...
not. Listen, that's one thing about me. I am DrWanda. You invest in me because you believe in me. You send your money to me, you send your resources to me because you trust me. Because I'm boots on the ground. If you give me shoes for somebody, what I'm going to do is hand them the shoes. You don't have to worry about me stealing, cheating, hoarding it for myself. None of those shenanigans, okay? I'm not against NGOs. I'm not against not-for-profits. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have a board meeting. I don't want to go through red tape. I don't want to turn over tax records. I don't want to do none of that. I want to tell you a problem. And whatever I invite people in, I don't have them do nothing that I don't do myself.
Right.
Everything I do myself, okay? So if I ask you, help me get that man across, believe me, I've tried to get him across. So I just want to stay myself. Moses wouldn't know not-for-profit, wouldn't know NGO. Jesus wouldn't know Allah, Dr. King, Kwame Nkrumah. I just want to be, you have to sometimes just believe in people.
Right.
But I'm not against them.
Right. Right. Well, I do believe in you. That is why I'm here with you. Because just as I said, I normally label you as the water woman. So guys, if you want the water woman, there's the water woman. She does an amazing thing in Ghana, a whole lot. Well, not to talk more, I still want to know, so far being in Ghana for the past 3 years now.
No, longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to know, how are you coping with the culture in Ghana?
Coping.
Yes.
I don't like his adjective. Coping. Like, I don't know how I'm a cope with this.
And also,
it's too heavy.
And also the language barrier. You made mention of they speak English, but not everybody speaks English. People speak Twi, people speak Ga, and so forth and so on.
Here's the thing. God sends you a gift.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. In order to work with me, you have to deal with the fact I don't have any mastery over the languages. Otherwise, only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to move on to the next person that will deal with me with lack of mastery. And so what normally happens is somebody walks alongside me or comes with me, and they function as my translator. They help me with that. But after, one thing that the husband did was he worked very hard not to teach me the language. And he specifically did that to try to wear me down so that I would want to go home.
Oh.
But instead, what happened, and listen, people used to say stuff to him. Why are you not teaching her? Why you don't do that? And even my daughter, because she lived with the in-laws, she was like, he's doing that on purpose. every place I've ever been, the group has pride about its language, and they always want you to learn. Okay, I do speak a second language. I'm proficient at Spanish. Even taught it for 8 years in the public schools, and so it's not like I'm anti other groups' language. I don't have that type of arrogance, but the truth of it is I'm older. I've traveled. I'm a little bit language fatigued. I don't feel like it all the time, even going through what you need to do to practice. So the person that's going to teach you is the person that's closest to you. So they're going to make sure when you touch this, they're telling you that, and when you eat, everything becomes so you can be immersed in it. But that was part of the strategy to break me, was to not teach me anything. And in my defiance, I accepted it. I said, okay, now I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm going to show you how God will use me, even without the language. And I have served in 8 regions. I've planted, this is just last year, okay? We did, in the last 2 years, we did over 35 home toilets. I planted 13 mini libraries, Wonderlands mini libraries in a variety of schools, giving out a litany of boots, y'all call them boots, cleats and learning aids and technology, and assisted with funerals, assisted with hospital. I mean, we had 2 people that had to have their legs amputated due to diabetes. It was my fundraising, my finance to help with that. The Father is using me in spite of this. Do you understand? But I'm not going to tell you it's not a handicap. Sometimes it is, but it doesn't shut down serving. Okay, the people in my community, my seamstress who makes all my beautiful clothes, she doesn't speak any English. Her English is real baby. I don't speak any Guy. She don't speak no English, and we just love on each other. She's been my seamstress since 2019.
Wow.
Okay, people who recognize who you are in the spirit will get over it. They get past it. Okay. Other people who want to force you or turn you into something else, because I'm actually not here for that. I'm here as a servant leader.
Right.
And that's why most of the people that I've engaged with, they give me a pass. They just love past that with me. And that's honestly what I need at this time.
So approximately, how much did you spend on the over 35 toilets and also few libraries that you've also built for?
You all had a program here, the Gamma program, right? Okay. And with Gamma, it picks up 60%, and it expects the homeowner to pick up the other 40% to have a toilet.
Yeah.
But the average Ghanaian don't have the other 40%, and I think that was they kind of banked on that. Well, I liked the program, and I knew various families that, and my team knew various families that would love to have had a home toilet. But you got an elder that's had a stroke. The people are carrying this person to the bathroom. It would be nice if there was a home toilet. Do you understand? Right. We had a gentleman in Boulevard who is, he's a cobbler, no legs. His married, got a family, but no legs. You don't have a toilet. They're using like this makeshift type toilet. They got a whole bunch of flies and this and that there. Okay, you look at some of the situations, stroke victims, women that's pregnant. Okay, so I just tell the truth. This is the person, this is the family. I go to the family, they show me their situation, I make an appeal, and I raise the money. I had 2 old women in Timber Newtown that was walking, it have to be what I would consider like 2 blocks to go to the community restroom, but they're old women. They're old women making that stroll. And so you have to ask yourself, okay, on a regular day, you can write it off in your head, oh, they're exercising. But what is it if your stomach is sick? What is it if you're constipated or you have the runs? We're talking life. Right. So I just share those scenarios and then raise the money. So I was able to raise the money, that 40%, so they could get the toilet. So they didn't pay anything. Somebody else sponsored it. I just draw attention to it like I'm doing with the water, because that's how the Father has decided that He wants to use me. That's and right. I'm happy to be used that way.
Wow. So I guess my final words. I just wanna ask you this.
Okay.
My final words. Maybe if you also have so many things to also say, you can say it. People normally say we sleep in the bushes in Africa, we eat with monkeys and so forth in Africa.
I ain't heard nobody say it, okay.
Yeah, you are from America.
Yeah.
You have seen it. Typically, it's the Americans that normally says that, not the African Americans, but the white.
Okay.
You know, they portray all those things. They show it on CNN. People having big bellies and so forth.
Okay.
Showing it to you people to just change your mindset from not coming to Africa and so forth. Now that you are in Africa, what are you going to tell your people that are in the States? That Africa is not like this, Africa is this, or maybe if you can tell the whole truth about Africa to them so that they can also move to Africa.
Well, let me tell you, there is a market for ignorance. Okay, there's a market for it, and it does make incredible sound bites and sells well and gets lots of clicks online, right? But the reality is, they know at this stage that that's not true. Okay, the same way at this stage you should know every black is not a gangbanger, is not a prostitute, is not a criminal. Do you understand? The same thing, distortions that's happening with media from Africa is happening with the black man from the U.S. We're all criminals. We're in jail. We're drunk all the time. All of these images that come out. Well, you're meeting me. I come from the inner city, the hard inner city of Detroit and Chicago. Do these things happen? Yes. Is there a layer of people living like that? Yes. Is that real? There are tribes that live among the animals. The Maasai is one of them. They live with the lions, don't they? That's what that stick that they have with the ball on it. But they can live among them. That's how much mastery they have as naturalists. They know how to live among them even more peacefully than man lives with man. You know, we're not going to act as if the oldest tribe that's in South Africa, the ones that almost all the words are clicks, that they're not living just, you know, with the bare basics, right? They're not living a sophisticated modern life. So some of those lifestyles exist, but the majority of the continent has its off grid, but for the most part it is modernized. You can find a car, you can go to a restaurant, you can get clothes made. Nobody's really living like that, but it's a choice. But listen, let's say they are living like that. Whose business is it? Whose business is that? What is so wrong with a man that can live among the animals and can make a sound and snap his fingers and have dominion over something? See, I actually admire the African that has dominion over things, that he can live with the lion, the giraffe, the elephant, and not slaughter it. That they can live, that he actually can communicate with it in a way. He knows when to leave it alone. He knows when it's pregnant. He knows what it feeds. You understand? He knows what time he should be away from it. I actually admire that. I think sometimes we allow them to demonize what's beautiful about the original man. Okay, the original man can do that. When I went to safari in South Africa, it was the black man that was on the front of the car. The white man was in the car, song, and this, and that. But it was the African. He told us he could look at the trees, the way they broke. He could look at the footprint. He looked at different things. He could smell in the air. He could do all this stuff, and he knew exactly where the animals was. He would tap and tell them, go this way. He could hear the different sound. When the elephant was coming towards us, he said, this is a juvenile male, and he's angry because, you know, he was in heat. And he told us, just be quiet. He said they're very curious. They put his big old eye up there with them long lashes, and I was, but he knew exactly what to do. And he was saying, no, so I think we need to take back what is ours, take shame off of things, and recognize when it actually is in its own way really, really beautiful. I don't want to, you know, I see the tribe, I think it's the Mercer tribe that have the plate in the lip. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I don't want that. But when I see them living naturally with themselves, you know what? It's actually beautiful to me.
Right.
They're not bothering me, and I don't need to bother them. Do you understand? Get back to allowing things to have its own balance. So that's what I say. I say to people, I've been to places where, yeah, people are living very, very naturalistic. They have clay outside ovens, but they're doing the same thing I do. They're cooking. They're cooking and they're eating.
Wow. That's good. Well, so your final words, what are you going to tell your people?
Yeah, I want to
that
tell my people thank you, that they need to check out your project, and I'm excited to meet. You calling me the water lady, you the water man. But I done met
So you know the water lady and the water man.
So you know I've been invited to the north. They've invited me down to the north.
Maybe
And so
I would like to go with you.
Okay, I'm hoping to go at the end of the month.
Okay.
I don't want to do the bus, so I got to figure out how I'm gonna fly down there. Cause I don't. If the roads were nice, yes, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a rough ride.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I want to go, and let's see what we can do about these boreholes. I asked Adam, were any of the communities strong enough to have a borehole? Because just because you can do a borehole, don't mean you should do one.
Right.
Because there's some places it won't work. You won't get the water, and other places you'll get the water, but you need the reverse osmosis to take that salt out. So let's see what we can do teaming up. But if I'm the water woman, this the water man. Thank you for respecting the work. Thank you for having me on here and learning who DrWanda is. Yeah, I'm very complicated.
Secondly, I think you said you have this kind of locally herbal medicines and so
Well, my store is WandaLandsNaturals.com.
Okay, so would you like to put your social media handle out there? Maybe if somebody wants to contact you, then.
Well, I'm on Facebook as DrWanda Evans Brewer. I'm on YouTube, DrWanda Evans Brewer. I'm on TikTok, DrWanda, and my store is Wanda Lands Naturals, www.wandalandsnaturals.com. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't use any of the pseudonyms or fake names. I'm just me.
Yeah. So guess what? I have the water woman. She just labeled me as a waterman.
Waterman.
So what are you waiting for? Just come, Alice. Let's feel Africa. Feel free, enjoy, bath the swimming pool and all the necessary accoutrements and all the necessary water that you want to enjoy in Africa. Africa has a good water, just like me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout outs to the waterman and the water woman.
Yeah.
So you keep supporting the water woman and keep supporting the waterman too as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.